I'm seeing this thing. I'm watching. So I got homies that's there in Eastlake. They say, "Yo, we about to get active. I think you should go to the coast." I'm looking like, yeah. I look out my window. I don't. It's not the same experience. I don't even compare the two. Like the weather is different, the vibe is different, the people are a lot different. Because I was told that it wasn't community.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
That's big. That's a clip right there.
That's a clip
That's
right
a
there.
clip right there. The fact that you're saying this.
Well, I've been everywhere, bro. There's no place like Nairobi.
And how long are you going to be around for? Is it in and out?
No, 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 no.
Scared of stealth bomb. Stealth bomb? Because I kept messaging Eric. That's when is big coming.
I tried pinning down, even when it's here. That's when I tried pinning down on time and location. This guy's like, I'm outside. Yeah, bro. I apologize for that. It's just that it's hard to explain to people when you've been uh, working in a certain field for almost 20 years. You know, when they get you because they know where you're going to be, when you're going to be. And, you know, I always do things unannounced. Like, nobody knew I was leaving America. Nobody knew when I was leaving. You got to move around like that. I've been poisoned. I've been shot. I've been stabbed. I've experienced everything. Like, this is fake. I got shot in my mouth before. See this?
Yeah.
So, you know, I got shot because they knew I was about to be. That's such a fluent coincidence. When I got a call when they came to ambush. I mean, I won, but I got shot up that day. I got videos of that. Y'all want to see it?
Yeah. I mean, when you go through such dramatic stuff, does it numb you to a lot of things?
Oh no, no, it didn't numb me to anything. It made me a lot more aware. I value every moment of life a lot more. Um, I'm harsh on people I love because they haven't seen what I've seen. You know, people look at me to be this imposing figure, this pillar in my community, but I had experiences where I seen my own blood leaving my body. I felt my heart rate slowing down. I felt my heart stopping. I felt my body getting cold, my vision going out. I'm like, damn. You know, I didn't been under anesthesia. They always had to put me in a coma so the blood will stop. I would stop bleeding. And, you know, I had an experience where I seen a set of crimson red stairs when I was under anesthesia, like kind of like in a coma or whatever. And it made me really appreciate everything to the fullest. You feel me? So like when I was able to travel and come here, man, I felt it like in my spirit, like man, this is home for me. Like, this is where I'm from. This is where I'm supposed to be. And you know, like the only place I experienced like this type of like hospitality is like in the deep south, like in Texas and stuff like that, where they got like that southern hospitality. But like, it's no place like this place. So that's why I tell people like for me to get here, I had to fight, Jay. I had to go through some things.
Are you a religious person?
Like, yeah, it's tatted on me, bro. You feel me? Like each one of these bullet holes was a close call. You feel me? So like, God gave me 9 lives. I got like 2 left. I'm trying to just chill with my lady and just continue making waves, bro.
Do you believe you have a higher purpose? Because normally when you go through what you have and you keep coming back, there's something that deep down you feel that there's something I need to achieve. There's something that has kept me here on earth.
Yeah.
Each of us have a purpose, if that makes sense.
100%, bro. It's a mission. You're an eloquent speaker, bro. Fantastic. Fantastic. Um, okay, so I had an experience where I was in my neighborhood. We had a trap house basically. We had a lady comes bursting through the door and she throws a purple set of small sweatpants at me. And she says, "Look what they did to my baby." And I'm looking like, I'm like, man, she just come bursting in the door. You feel me? Now normally it's somebody sitting at this door with an AK. He's not there today. He's with his daughter. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, this is supposed to happen. I have a conversation with her. She showed me a video from her camera she had in her house. Pretty much 5 grown men is assaulting her daughter. And she hands me a stack of cash. And I'm looking at the sweatpants. I see like this dried yellow stuff inside the pants, something like dried blood. I see what took place here. And she wanted, she gave us a lot of money. She works as a nurse. So, she had money. But, in this world, if, as a woman, if people know you're unaccounted for, they'll do anything to you. So, I had a conversation with my homies, and the person responsible for this is a member of the Vice Lords, and he was something called a shot caller, I would say, for them. So we ended up running into this guy at a nightclub. He get his teeth knocked out, knots on his head. His name was Kenny. After this event takes place, she finds out what happened. She happy about it, etc., etc. Her daughter had to get her vulva sewed back up, stuff like that. And I had an experience where somebody spoke to me in my right ear and said, beware of an ambush. I can't explain this. I know it was God. Because about 8 days after that, I had this experience. It happened in my right ear. And when you read the Bible, it says, like, when God speaks to you, it's going to come through your right ear. So I ended up having to shoot through the door to protect my life. I was victorious that day. I got footage of this. And it was on this day where, I knew I was going to have to do something about things in my community. Because after that, another lady come and say, how come we can't walk to the store in peace without these guys down here harassing us? They robbing old ladies and stuff like that. So I told my homies, I said, look, y'all need to go get on this side with me or I'm taking y'all last to war. Because we so gangster, but how is our community not safe? And they said, big homie, shit. Well, they used to always call me Killer Man. So they was like, Killer Man, shit. We always follow you to hell or jail, whatever. So whatever you want to do, we gonna do it. So they decided to walk in the light with me, and it paid off. So like that was my experience to know, like, all right, there is a higher power for sure. Because I've had too many close calls, man.
Do you know that realization of what you're meant to do, the purpose, where your physical being and your spiritual being connect? It seems you're quite in tune with that. Obviously, you're very religious, and I hate to bring in this angle, but have you ever gone through psychedelics or DMT to touch with spiritual plane? Has that ever happened to you?
Oh, yeah. So, I'm a scientist at heart.
Mixing chemicals and testing them, huh?
Yeah, I was a chemistry major at first.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Seriously? I
Yeah.
thought you meant like mixing whiskeys and shit.
No, but I got to witness some concoctions, and for sure.
What concoctions are we talking about?
Some medicinal stuff.
Alright, we're talking about pH. Measuring the pH. Alright, good.
Yeah, so
Breaking Bad.
we on the right path. On the right path, sure. Science, bitch. Yes, sir. So yeah, that methyltryptamine is something I definitely, had some harrowing experiences with that. Have you?
Is it? I did. I've talked about this podcast before. The first psychedelic experience I had was mushrooms in Amsterdam. And the podcast came as a result of that.
Aha.
Where I was I'd gone through a breakup, very negative state. Whatever state, across Gillian, Paul's conference, go take a few days in Amsterdam, I'll cover the cost, this happened.
For sure.
The thing is, Amsterdam is a very cool place. Dutch people can be very friendly people.
standoffish.
Yeah, so very negative vibes, like weather's miserable,
Yes.
overcast, and I decided let me just go and have a trip, go and listen to some John Mayer, some Chicago blues, some original pointed talking some B.B. King, and so on and so
Let's go.
forth.
Let's go.
Next thing, John Mayer was initially fucking chasing me with the guitar. I'm panicking, shit's going wild. But then eventually we get to a place where he's playing. There's a song, I'm forgetting. We'll put it up over here. Where it's got such a vibe to it, and I see this pink neon lights coming and hitting me, which is where the pink for the coffee bone came from.
Oh, okay.
And he shakes my hand and he's like, "You should start this. I think we'll have a conversation one day." And we're on stage, and so that's how I thought, let me just start the podcast. It was the weirdest fucking trip ever. It was scary, so scary, because I was alone. I didn't have anyone.
Yeah.
So that was my experience with psychedelics, and it was so profound to the fact that it motivated me to start a YouTube channel.
For me, in recent times, what helped me just stop everything and like have a clear vision. Okay, like you've had enough now, chill. Was precisely something similar. Like it just gave me a vision of exactly where I am on this journey with this specific thing, and it just told me, okay, you don't have to go the full mile. Like you don't have to. You're so used to a certain, what do you call it, spiral. Like you just have the power. Just stop it here.
Understood.
Yeah, and it was clear as, and I mean, right now that's what's keeping me.
Big, tell me about your experience with these things.
Right.
The DMT, forget that DMT it's from what I know, it's like a 5-8 minute, but it feels like a lifetime. It feels like a whole hour.
So you know they got sciences mapping the DMT space now.
Really?
Yeah, because they figured out how to put it in a drip IV,
I saw that.
and you could be
Intravenous like a whole day.
you could be doing it for 24 hours. So they're mapping this space now.
Actually, Conor McGregor went through it, the fighter, the UFC fighter. He said there was some clinic, possibly somewhere in the States, that he went through, and
Have you seen it?
what, he looks fucking
Full on 80.
He looks good, huh?
Full on 80. Like he's of course we also Conor get the bag, crazy bag. We saw him wilding out, splurging, women, grinding his teeth in public.
Yeah.
And then the other day I'm seeing an interview, and the guy is poised, and it's like, you know, now he's just back to being calm and
Yeah, he had made a comment. He said he had disgraced the position God had gave him,
yes.
and he found himself back through Jesus. And you know, one of the things I had to accept is that you have hidden knowledge, and then you have forbidden knowledge. And they seem to make certain things forbidden because they don't want you to access different realms and mingle with different entities. They don't want you to ascend. And you know, for me, I'm always looking for knowledge. I grew up. I had a tumultuous life, man. Crazy life. So I've been in several wars, and like the only way me and my homies survived that was stuff like Molly and ecstasy. Because whenever my homies would get shot up when they were sober, they died. Whenever we got shot up and we was off, and then it's like, dude, it's so crazy because a lot of things changed when we got the mushrooms.
But you said that they're mapping out that DMT.
I saw you post. So we'll put that. Can we put that picture up over here?
Yeah.
I saw you posted that up.
You said they're mapping out the DMT realm. So I've heard many people talk about when they do DMTs. So let's say Faza does it, Sadi does it separately. Guys all meet the same entities.
Yep.
Yes, those entities that attach onto you in some dimension.
And there's a guy who was abusing it. Like he was pulling an egg. So he started doing daily DMT. And
Before takeoff, he said, at some we've all seen it, and people who've done it seen the same.
most of it was my grandfather. So it was telepathic.
Okay, I just guess that. So that flew.
Definitely wasn't me.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's your twin. Okay, I get it. It's your twin brother who flies for Jumbo jets.
Yo, jumbo jet flights, the seats are small, man. Man, my first time going to jumbo jet, I get a picture message of me, and it's Eric saying, "I see you."
Yeah, I was in a different aircraft in the cockpit. He was on the tarmac.
For sure.
Picture.
That's nice. So just to dive into this a bit more, for him in particular, for someone who's a square, right? What would you recommend to start off? First of all, is it important? I think it's important. I think it's very important for people to have a psychedelic experience, just to show you what is on the other side. Never say never. Try experience it. If it doesn't work out for you, move on.
Yeah, so everything is about dosage. Point blank, period. Like I always tell people, start delving into type of activities. Take a small until you feel something, and then take it in dosage. Because some people had trips they didn't recover, and that's something that I tell people all the time because the mental human psyche can be fragile. So
DJ play one for the bad
taking
man.
my
DJ play one for the ladies. Said go on and the crowd go crazy. I'm on the wave, he's trying to get a little bad boy from Tottenham. Tottenham was playing cops and robbers. Now whips are copping them. Hands in the air like who's got a problem? She wanna link up.
So if somebody has a square,
She need a weekend that she won't forget. But I'm trying to
the
wake up.
entry strain is penis. That's the name of the strain.
Right. So your lifelong dream is
That's not crazy. You're virgin.
DJ play one for the bad man. DJ play one for the ladies. Said go on and the crowd go crazy. I'm on the wave, he's trying to get a little bad boy from Tottenham. Tottenham was playing cops and robbers. Now whips I'm copping them. Hands in the air like who's got a problem? This one coming like a scary movie. This one for the OGs and the juvies. Who's that bringing the vibe? It's yours truly. And if you don't like me, then sue me. Catch me, it ain't wise, okay. I don't know what they told you, but I ain't the one. And I'm still in my prime, okay. SI don't sit around twiddling thumbs. Grease.
They're already in and Black Fridays in and so I know Joe Rogan was getting some shoulder in Trump at the White House, but he did it for a bigger cause in terms of it's called Ibogaine. Ibogaine as a treatment for depression and PTSD. They say it has a 90% success rate. So I mean 90%, bro. What else? What else do you need?
I'd love to do DMT with both of you. For sure. I think for getting Fazal right now, we want to enjoy that trip with you.
Well, you know how MDMA came about, right?
The origin, I don't know.
Yeah, so that was used to help couples that were married couples that were having a down spurt.
Yes.
And then they used it for soldiers who had PTSD. So, but we was having real conflict in the streets, bro. And it was like, man, houses getting shot up. And it was like, we got to be able to stay up 24 hours a day without losing performance. MDMA did. Without that, I wouldn't be sitting here.
What's the experience like on MDMA? What does it help with? Like, what do you feel?
Well, it's like a heightened sense of awareness, bro. Like, you can hear better. You can smell better.
Music sounds great.
Music sounds great. Your intuition is better. You can drink unlimited.
with you.
For sure.
Dude, seriously.
For sure.
Fucking hell. So it's you still have motor controls. You don't lose it, right? You're just heightened sense.
Yeah, okay.
The day is Molly by day.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Okay, fucking hell, I was in space.
They're having a blast.
Dude, I was listening to songs. I was like, are you sure that's Dua Lipa's song? It sounds so different.
Bro,
The
yes.
music sounds so different.
We in the trap house playing Frank Sinatra all night. For sure. Fly me to the moon. It's going down, bro. I'm telling you, we playing B.B. King. I'm like, we playing real blues. Like, it opens up your synapses. Like, it rewired a lot of us. Because, like, it made us better people. Better people.
So considering the benefits of all these things, how is it the power structure, in your estimation, has, like even Sajid and I, as we're talking about this, we keep glancing at each other because we know how taboo in the Kenyan,
It's weird, and the thing is, so I wanted to reference his point. Obviously, he's very clean. He's a square guy. Nice guy. Still a virgin. We're still debating that. But when I talked to him about him smoking weed, like smoke weed, just relax. Or something like a psychedelic trip, he goes on edge. I want to sort of break that barrier and affirm to him that it's not really that taboo.
And for the record, he's over 18, guys.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs. Stay in school.
Well, see, okay, all right.
What would you recommend, like a starter pack? Like, you know, when you go to McDonald's, you got
Starter pack is a cigarette. That's the starter pack. Like, you just can't jump into this type of stuff.
Yeah.
right. So menthol, and then MDMA.
This dude whips around me and I fucking have an asthma.
See,
but the
edibles then.
the hypocrisy of society. Edibles one.
You did? How was that experience for you?
Which edibles did you take?
Someone made chocolate. I didn't know.
We're not talking the brownie chocolates you get in Kenya. Those are jack shit. I'm talking about big stack.
Guys, how about the big homie? You landed here. Whatever you needed. We don't have to get specific. You can get anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So what about this hypocrisy in, let's talk about Kenyan society, for example. Sadly, we know. Kenyans trap.
I'll tell you this.
Everyone is trapping.
So everybody's hustling.
Everybody.
But why? Like, you see that in the States right now, they've kind of broken the barrier of guys use marijuana openly.
Yeah, some states have completely decriminalized all drugs.
So here, weed is still looked at as taboo.
Do we get to that point ever?
Well, you gotta understand, like,
How long did that take?
religious viewpoints are something that restricts humanity's growth, but at the same time, it gives you rules to live by, guardrails, and my mom always tells me it takes different type of people to make the world go around. I've seen people have their first weed experience, they're smoking very potent weed, and then they come out with schizophrenia.
Jesus.
And that's why, you probably start off with lower grade stuff.
Do you think exposure plays a part in terms of reacting to? Because we know stories, big homie, and growing up in high school, you give the wrong person the right strain, and they're just not equipped.
They can't handle it, bro.
And that's an exposure thing as well.
Yeah, but it's just the core principles is the same. Just like if you give somebody a whole bunch of money and they never experienced it, they about to crash out.
Touché.
So that's why it's kind of like this is the paradoxical effect of the human condition. Too many things contradict themselves. That's why the only out to that is to experiment with these different substances, because you try to grasp this world. Governments, if they can't control it and put tax on it, it's illegal. Then with religions, your body is a temple, this and that. But in the Bible, 2 Peter is going to tell you, it's going to give you instructions on how to be a good slave. Then you go to Islam, it's a lot of weird things with that religion. People don't want to talk about it though, because that in itself is taboo. And I just don't think that spookism should be so prevalent in human society at all. When you look at 90% of everything that lives on the planet is dead. That should be spooky, but it's not. So, like, one reason I like Nairobi so much, because on Sunday, everybody I know is at church. In America, I done been in shootouts on Sunday. We had a shootout in the church parking lot. What? The ops came into the church. I get a text message, hey, bro, the ops are here. I stand looking around, they looking at me. Mother give me the middle finger in the church. I'm like, damn. But we in here with Dracos. Long live my grandmama Jen. I love you so much. I'm gonna say this. My granny will have a pistol on her just in case we needed it. So it's just like,
Hey, shout out Granny,
man, Granny was driving loads of cocaine from Chicago to different states. When I was a baby, I'm in the car, she trafficking. My granny, my auntie Betty, them ladies was savages, boy. But they kept us in church. They put love in our heart. They could put enough Jesus in our heart that we was able to make sound decisions.
It's the church, like the religious, what do I call it, fraternity in America, isn't is it waning as information comes out? Are people going to church less, the mosque less, temples wherever Hindus go as well? Are people worshipping less in the States?
Yeah, so on May 17th, the Trump administration rededicated the United States to Jesus Christ. So they put religion back in school now. You got mega church ministries that are packed every Sunday. You know, we got giant mosques that are packed for all type of events. I feel like a lot of people are going back to a religion after COVID and after seeing wars and seeing stuff like that. But at the same time, my country's a candy store, man.
Big. In terms of Islam and the growth, I've heard it's quite prevalent within the States. Within Chicago, where you're from,
Yeah,
are there a lot of people converted to what they call it reverting to Islam?
Yes, especially in the hood, like in the trenches. I'm watching so many gangbangers become Muslims,
Lil Duck,
which to me is crazy because it's like,
Juice Kid did a skit about it.
bro,
What's the appeal to Islam? So obviously, I'm a Muslim, come from a Muslim background. I understand the religion. I don't focus too much onto it, but every time I log in online, I'm seeing some famous celebrity convert to Islam. You're just seeing that happen, right? Whether it's the rugby sphere, whether it's Sonny Bill Williams, rappers as well. You're hearing Dave Chappelle. Apparently, he's a Muslim as well, but he doesn't like talking about it. So, is it
that people are looking for something outside of white Jesus. And, you know, I always tell people, like, Islam is a warrior's religion. That's what it is. Muhammad was a warlord. He had a militia, slave trader. You know, he wasn't no pushover, man. You know, there's a lot of things in Islam that are beneficial to men. You know, you can have multiple wives, or you can die, get virgins, all of these type of things. But I always salute men who try to get control over themselves. So when certain religions hit mainstream and you see artists doing it, and celebrities doing it, now it's cool. But my concern is I'm seeing a lot of guys revert or convert to Islam. They've never read the Quran. That's what's concerning for me.
But you have to give Islam credit. I'm not religious myself, but in my industry, for example,
you know, whenever you make it, so sorry to cut you short, but you can make fun of every religion, but when you make fun of Islam, the whole fucking room goes quiet.
and I'm being very sensitive.
Yeah, because it's the only religion that will come and murder you for playing.
So one thing I love,
You can do anything to the Christians. You can slap the Hindus. You can pin on a Buddhist statue. Them Muslims, they gonna show up anywhere, burn your shit down. They gonna murder your ass.
What I love about
So if you want a gang, you go after Muslims.
That's what I'm trying to tell people. The BDs, which Lil Durk and them, those is our mortal enemy. These is killers. Malice murderers. That's what they are. And they all Muslims. And that's not concerning to nobody. They still kill them. And then they all out there laid down praying in the morning and then going out with AKs at night.
please insert those skits. But I'll say this, one thing I'll give about
How these niggas Muslims come on, they were just trying to get us.
one thing I'll say about Muslims that I respect. Every time I say that, Fazal, I can feel Fazal's eyes on me.
Yeah, but he's fucking cyclops.
In my industry, in aviation, people have challenges left, right, center. Muslims never let their brothers fall by the wayside. It doesn't matter what challenge they have, or bro, they hold each other up. To find a jobless Muslim pilot is damn near impossible.
See, this is why I moved to a Muslim community.
Bro,
Bro,
the brotherhood is strong. He's my closest friend. He's shown me brotherhood in a crazy way. I don't know if it stems from that as well.
got that down bad.
But it is commendable. Like it's unlike nothing else I've seen. Now, for us guys, Christians, or identify as an agnostic, but
It's culture as well, bro. So I mean, you see, the thing is, maybe to add on to that, and Big, you can also comment. In Kenya, what happens is the Kikuyu culture I speak for Kikuyus because that's what the direct feedback I had. When you turn 18, you go fend for yourself. Your dad's money is your dad's money. You go and make your own way, not touching dad's money. Versus, I'm not sure if it's really Islam, but the culture we've been brought up in, united we stand, divided we fall, right?
100%.
You stay in one house, you got your two brothers, all right? You get a big house. You divide the rent between the two brothers. You want to buy a new car, you divide between two guys. Rather than having three different brothers staying in three different houses, three separate rents, three separate lives. United you stand. There's a problem, we deal with it as a family.
That's what
so
you live.
that's how I approach that friendship culture as well. People like, oh, you're living with your parents, you're doing this, you see your wife and everyone is staying in the same house. But look at the luxuries we're able to afford by pooling our resources together. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than 18, go fuck off, fend for yourself.
This is a very interesting conversation because, I almost took my Shahada before.
Seriously.
I almost became a Muslim. The core principles that they were teaching me, I was able to apply that with me and my team, my homies, and we all ended up in one house. We got like a nice crib. We was able to get a lot of businesses started. We were pooling resources and funds. I almost became a Muslim. Well, once I started playing with DMT, everything changed for me. Everything changed for me. So sometimes people say I'm critical of Islam. I'm really critical of Islam. What I'm critical of is that because it is a beautiful religion, and it's being modernized now.
Is it?
They're working on modernizing.
I mean, if you look at Dubai and you look at all these Emirate states, one thing I would say is the Arab Emirates countries is dominating the right word with money. Media personalities, the Andrew Tates, the Dan Bilzerians, they're furnishing them with funds to spread the positivity of Islam indirectly. And either that's by promoting a certain state, like Andrew Tate's with the Dubai culture, and the conversion.
They just changed the name Housewife to Destiny.
So if you look
Destiny Shaper. I'm not being sarcastic. It's on edge. No. They want to change the name House. I think it's either in Dubai or in Saudi. The Housewife to Destiny Shaper.
Really?
Yeah, just to prop women up a bit.
that's bullshit.
Exactly. Fact check me. I'm not. I think I'm being sarcastic. Yes. Right now,
Yo, where's my Destiny Shaper?
No, because the announcement is here. Because the announcement raise kids that tend to just not how they a bit creepy.
Is that the case for you?
So it's not Destiny Shaper, it's Generation Shaper for stay-at-home mothers.
That shit's really stay-at-home. When you say Destiny, Generation Shaper.
Generation Shaper. So I'll come back into traveling, right? Never got a call except for one time. And the reason that was because their grandfather died, and one of the other men in the family had put to jail for DUI. And I'm able to tell his business. He ended up getting out. Him and a cop didn't see eye to eye, so the cop didn't bring him to DUI. But the Muslim community was so powerful, they was able to get him out, and the cop ended up getting fired and all kinds of stuff. So what I learned is Muslims govern themselves. There was a person in the family who was doing illicit things to a younger female in the family. And they kind of stuck this up. And this is in America. They kind of stuck this up. The security for one of the dudes, they own so they were that family meeting, and it was almost over with this club. And I saw them one day, that they were talking tomorrow. I show up there, they all standing in a circle, having a serious talk. And they told me to stick around for a second. They got the other dude in the back. They got it. And once I seen stuff like that, I was kind of enamored like that. And that's how we got it.
And I was able to convert that to being something that was respected. So like a lot of the core principles are the same. So that's why I was like, you know what, it's like something I do. It's like I love because I think that I'm not having no say. I'm not having no say.
We can clip it off though. I mean, we don't need to put it in. Maybe just
Yeah, somebody manufactured all of this. Because when you take DMT and you use that defragmented laser, you go see code on the wall.
Oh yes, they've done experiments where a guy shines a laser.
you see
Computer code.
I've seen it.
So it's artificially made.
Listen, bro, it made
Simulation.
It took my breath away. It took my breath away. And after that, I said, I'm going balls to the wall. Fuck it. I'm in a simulation. Fuck it. I'm going all the way now.
The question about simulation, I always wonder: is it predetermined? You see the way, like,
No, that's the thing. And that is the thing. I don't believe it's predetermined because that's why certain entities seem to feed off of our energies.
We were talking about this earlier. So just about simulation. Have you heard of Giovanni code or something? What is it called? Search them out. Let me give it to you right now. This is such a
the pattern that's found in nature.
the fact that we're talking about. So apparently, there are these codes that you recite. Anyway, this specific code was called unexpected money.
Okay.
What you have to do is you recite it out loud.
Who teach me that one quickly?
All right. So the code is 5207418.
So wait, context. It helps you get money.
Here's the way. Let's get the name, then I give the story. What's Giovanni codes? Just
Somebody is reciting sports besa numbers over here. It's a lottery number.
What's it called? Giovanni codes. Let me get that for you once.
Grabovoi. G-R-A-B-O-V-O-I.
What are they called? Vibrational frequencies that aid in manifesting desired outcomes. Check this out. I saw something for unexpected money, which is 5207418. You essentially write it down on your arm or you recite. So I just decided to recite that shit. Okay? I recited it, maybe driving to work, in the shower, for a whole week. Just doing like 10, 20 times.
So this is balling. Context for watching. But this is a baller, man.
So,
Let's go.
bro, the next week, I got, and I'll tell you offline, specific vibrational frequencies that aid in manifesting desired outcomes. Check this out. I saw something for unexpected money, which is 5207418. You essentially write it down on your arm or you recite. So I just decided to recite that shit. Okay? I recited it, maybe driving to work, in the shower, for a whole week. Just doing like 10, 20 times.
So this is balling. For context if you're watching. So this is a baller, man.
So,
Let's go.
bro, the
It's a
next
ball
week, I got, and I'll tell you offline how much I got. I got a huge amount of cash, and I'm like, where the fuck did this money come from? Some guy calls me about a deal I gave him last year, which finally closed, and he gave me a finder's fee.
I would
How weird.
Do you think
That's
that's a
not a
coincidence?
So I've been saying that code for 1 week now. I haven't got shit.
I'm going to be saying that.
It's a one-time use. Use if you want one-time.
It's a one-time use.
One-time use.
So what happened was I went on the internet and found different codes for money. I was like, fuck, I've expired that one. So now, so now I've seen there's seamless flow of money. There's another code. Then there's one is enhanced money knowledge. So I'm reciting that shit week to week, man, hoping shit works. But it's so weird because we're talking about the simulation thing. It can't just be coincident that came out. You know what I mean?
It's not a coincidence.
So-
And that is the problem. Our society makes us question the things that we should accept, and we accept the things that we should question. That's the human condition is all contradictions.
And where do you think the mark of the beast falls in this context of simulation?
We're getting to conspiracy theories, but he wants to say something.
Let me throw a little bit of oil onto your shit over here. You guys know Mr. Beast?
Yes.
You know a video made him go viral. He counted from 1 to I don't know 1 million or 10 million. So maybe he said some of those numbers. That's why he's where he's at.
Bro, because when you go to stores, a lot of times you'll see the price. Like at Walmart, it's a big brand in America. It'll say $7.88. 88 is a number for money. the company Huawei, that translates to the number 8.
The Chinese company?
Yes.
The Huawei, right?
Huawei, yes. So they know this. These people know this, man. Like everybody.
Is 666 an actual dangerous or bad number?
So here's, and to add on to that, this, if you look at the Monsican, apparently this in Latin is 6. So 666. And it's part of the satanic ritual where you're worshipping the Baphomet by indirectly buying the Baphomet.
Yes, you know what scared me the other day? I was doing some math of my potential earnings when I go where I'm going. And I was tabulating if I stay this long, if I stay this long. And there's a number that came to 666. I was like, shit, man.
You're gonna fucking get it big.
Like, no, like on the mark.
If it comes to 666 on the mark and all of a sudden you get 100,000 subscribers, we fucking said it here.
No, but so in the context of a computer program that's running and a software code that's created, so would the mark of the beast then be like a sinister actor within this whole thing?
What we were saying about Mark of the Beast, and Big, you can comment on it, is essentially you cannot do anything without the Mark of the Beast. And what transact, move, fly, travel. And what we're thinking is the way AI is going, eventually they want to embed it in every part of your daily life. So whether it's your phone, your car to start it, if you want to buy fuel, you'll have to use an AI algorithm that's tied to sort of like a one world ID.
Okay.
And they will have a pandemic type situation where, you know how all of us are going into crypto, all of us are going into
They saw with Muslims though, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine, forget Muslims right now. Imagine we have that situation where an AI bug just clears out the internet, clears out your financial banks, clears out your crypto. They then introduce the Mark of the Beast, these parameters to sort of keep the internet secure, but to keep you in control. The Mark of the Beast. And that's what AI is doing. Sam Altman with ChatGPT, right now they have these iris scanners where essentially, you know how you have the Face ID?
Yeah.
It's Face ID on steroids. And now they're trying to apply it to a passport and a digital ID. So whenever you travel, they're saying it for the sake of convenience. Your bank accounts, your Airbnb travel booking, everything is tied to your...
China's on this already.
China's already on this. China, you can't do anything if you have a credit score, you have a rating as a person. If you fight and you fuck up, you get a negative grade. If you're still a virgin at 27,
You lose that, man.
you lose that, man. You know, so this Mark of the Beast is already there. Not sure what your opinion is.
Well, history was written by the best group of murderers.
I love that. Let's go.
And we're going to see. I just see conflict in humanity's future because you have a lot of different conflicting ideologies. And that's another reason I came here, because it's going to be a long time before you see the Optimus robots walking around in Nairobi taking people's jobs. And this is one of the few places I think it actually rains my flesh and blood human beings all the way. And I know my theories and probabilities are all happening at the exact same time. So the possibilities could actually be endless. It could be non-computable. Because oftentimes people ask me, have I ever met the devil? I'm not going to say that I met the devil. We met one of them.
Where was that?
It was at 660 North State Street, downtown Chicago, at the Dana Hotel. And, you know, we rolling balls. We were rolling. We had hosted an event the night before.
For those of you who don't know what rolling is, they were gnarly.
Yeah, it was lit. Cause we was, you know, I rap. I do a lot of different stuff. So we had a show the night before. We get ready to fly out to Vegas the next day. So we was gonna stay at the hotel later that night, so our driver could just meet us there and take us to the airport. And we standing at the bar, and I was looking for investors at this time. So like I'm at this bar where a lot of rich dudes hang out. I'm talking to one guy, and I see another dude get out of a Rolls Royce and come in. I'm like, this dude's rich. Man, he's giving me like this look. I'm gonna say something to him. And I wear a cross pendant from time to time. And he looked at my cross pendant and kind of was like offended by it, I guess. And my right hand man, Dugar, was like, man, boy, I don't like him right there. And I'm like, yeah, there's something weird about this dude. You feel me? White dude, gray suit, clean cut looking guy, weirdly blue eyes. And I thought to myself, I said, where's my gun? Because, like, standing next to him, I'm like, I'm much larger than him, pause. I'm physically stature. I'm much larger than him. But he was not intimidated. And he was sizing me up. Like, this little dude. We get ready to fly out to Vegas the next day. So we was going to stay at the hotel later that night. So our driver could just meet us there and take us to the airport. And we standing at the bar. And I was looking for investors at this time. So, like, I'm at this bar where a lot of rich dudes hang out. I'm talking to one guy, and I see another dude get out of a Rolls Royce and come in. I'm like, this dude's rich. Man, he's giving me like this look. I'm like, man, I'm gonna say something to him. And I wear a cross pendant from time to time. And he looked at my cross pendant and kind of was like offended by it, I guess. And by flesh and blood human beings all the way. Because I know my country is not ran by flesh and blood human beings.
What's the ratio, you think?
So if time isn't being linear and everything is taking place at the exact same time, that means everybody's theories and probabilities are all happening at the exact same time. So the possibilities could actually be endless. It could be computable. Because oftentimes people ask me, have I ever met the devil? I'm not going to say that I met the devil. We met one of them.
Where was that?
It was at 660 North State Street, downtown Chicago, at the Dana Hotel. And, you know, we rolling balls. We rolling. We had hosted an event the night before.
For those watching who don't know what rolling is, they were money.
Yeah, we was lit. Cause we was, you know, I rap. I do a lot of different stuff. So we had a show the night before. We getting ready to fly out to Vegas the next day. So we was gonna stay at the hotel later that night. So our driver could just meet us there and take us to the airport. And we standing at the bar. And I was looking for investors at this time. So, like, I'm at this bar where a lot of rich dudes hang out. I'm talking to one guy, and I see another dude get out of a Rolls Royce and come in. I'm like, this dude's rich. Man, he's giving me like this look. I'm gonna say something to him. And I wear a cross pendant from time to time. And he looked at my cross pendant and kind of was like offended by it, I guess. And my right hand man, Dugar, was like, man, boy, I don't like him right there. And I'm like, yeah, there's something weird about this dude. You feel me? White dude, gray suit, clean cut looking guy, weirdly blue eyes. And I thought to myself, I said, where's my gun? Because, like, standing next to him, I'm like, I'm much larger than him, pause. I'm physically stature. I'm much larger than him. But he was not intimidated. And he was sizing me up. I'm like, man, this little dude. I'm like, man, for him to be this confident, he had to have a gun. In Chicago, bro, people resort to violence fast. It don't matter what your race is. Arab, Asian, black, white, everybody's going to get violent with you. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, where's my gun? Because I got a book bag on. And, you know, in Chicago, like in certain areas, you don't want no pistol like tough. It's like if they stop you and find it, you're gonna go to jail. So I said, I think he responded to me based on what I thought to myself. He said, you wouldn't dare pull out something like that in a place like this. And I said,
That's my cue to go home.
I said, oh yeah. I'm thinking to myself like, So I just looked at him and he's laughing. You feel me? I'm like, okay, motherfucker. So I get my drink, we go upstairs, and my homie Dugar doing like this. He like, boy, what was that? I'm like, man, we're gonna talk about that later. We fly to Vegas. Who gets on the plane last? Him. So I'm looking like, as he's walking past, he's looking at me with this little look on his face, like a little smirk. I'm just playing it cool. I'm like, man, dude, I'm thinking to myself, man, fuck you. Because I know you can hear me. Then we get to Vegas. We ended up seeing him at the little pool party. And he made a comment to me as he walked up. He said, this is my territory here. You're invited. But we should have a talk. And I'm like, man, I don't got nothing to say to you, dude. Like, I got the creeps being around him. And I haven't seen him since. But I know dark energy when I see it. And he was somebody.
Do you think the dark side, well, they say there's good and evil. Do you think the dark side has a special, or rather America has a special place in the heart of the dark side?
And maybe just to add on to that, throughout your interviews, you've talked about a lot of satanic rituals and that whole religious aspect in America. Do you see that in Kenya?
Do I see what exactly?
Satanic rituals or just signs of the devil stuff.
Oh yeah. I'm supposed to go and meet a lady who has a gin in her crib.
What? For content?
Some people who support me, follow me, I've been tapping in with them. They want me to do like investigations on certain stuff. Whatever people call me about, I'm a paranormal investigator, I go out and I investigate. And apparently there's a lady here. This the most witches I've seen. It's a lot of witches. A lot. How do you think of witch? I don't really want to say that. I'm so careful. But I can tell you all.
There's also impossible when it comes to this which we fucked up. Very listening. Just distracting me. But anyway. Because of gin culture, almost by the sea, living by the sea. There's a lot of practice of trapping these jinns and going to possess someone who's paid. And you go to these witch doctors who can do that for you. That's quite big.
Yeah, this is the most, and I've noticed over like the last 5 years, back in the States, that a lot of more people are practicing different forms of witchcraft, and they're doing it like just like trend, which is concerning for me. I know how powerful it is. You know, I was working with the Catholic Church, and I've been to 3 exorcisms, and I vowed to never do it again. And then now you see that the Catholic Church is spending the most money ever on training priests to be exorcists because demonic possession is becoming like an epidemic right now.
As a plague of Ouija boards.
That Ouija board stuff. Why do they got Ouija boards at the toy store? Why is that? My mom go down to the local toy store and buy it. They market it as a child.
Which mind is allowing that? It's like an autopilot kind of mind where a kid just picks something big or
You're interrupting big on biryani.
so maybe a very different
We're going to get that. Guys, by the way, sorry for cutting it down. The producer is downloading shit from phone out. Right, we're back. So we were talking about, the reason I'm asking is, there's another conspiracy theory over here, is that the reason we are exposed to a lot of these satanic rituals, manufacturing practices, and industrial practices, and for example, government has been worshiping traffic, raising this sort of set up himself to the devil, all those practices. You're not seeing that in Kenya right now. But as these agencies start following up in Kenya, companies like WHO, Ruto, and some different manufacturing practices, like Bill Gates, Ebola, all this shit. It's a way to sort of curb capitalism in a sense. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that whole thing, brain thought.
Also,
Yeah. How do they? And you see that popping up now more. That one will be more American than we. So you feel like we're yielding our power to a Western outlook.
It's not gonna work. One of the reasons I came here, it's not gonna work. The people here is not gonna go for it. If you do it, Bill Gates is dropping chemically altered ticks on different areas of the United States. When these ticks bite you, you get Lyme disease, and you can only eat vegetables and eggs.
Shout out Justin Bieber.
Bill Gates wants people to stop eating cows. You do that shit over here, people are gonna be in that building tearing it down the same week. It's not gonna work.
The moment they were trying to build the Ebola, what do you call it, centers or so to speak, guys were protesting. In fact, people died
People die,
during the
yes.
protest. Because guys are like, yo, man.
So maybe this is segue into a question you recently posted. All right, I'm going to put the screenshot up. You had asked someone to ask you a question.
Okay.
And the question was, does life itself have a purpose outside of the reality we shape? Basically, like a bigger picture. And
Right.
the response was, unfortunately, no. Us as humans don't matter in the grand scheme of things. What does that mean? Aren't we sort of like the center of attention in the universe? It's such a too shallow to think that way.
Yeah, like humans have this incessant need to feel special, but the evidence shows otherwise. And that's the paradoxical effect of the human condition once again. Because there's evidence that shows that there are several civilizations operating in this solar system, but they mostly live subterranean. We the only ones on the surface. If on the surface of this planet you have events that are cataclysmic, the only places to go where they don't exist is subterranean or on the ocean's floor. There's evidence that shows there are beings that traverse these areas. We on the surface almost like ants. You know, it's uncomfortable. You know, 100,000 years ago, something happened. Something happened. Our DNA was fused, and we was able to outcompete Denisovans, Cro-Magnon man, Neanderthals, creatures a lot bigger than us, stronger than us, faster than us. We were able to outpillage them because our brains was altered. You know, throughout, if you look at Quran texts, biblical texts, people used to live a lot longer. Somebody shortened our telomeres and they said man's days should be 120 years. Somebody did. Buddhist monks talk about a time before the moon was ever even in our solar system, in our orbit. Who put that there? There's a monolith on Mars' moon Phobos. When Russians and different countries tried to send probes there, something shot them down. Dr. Roger Lear had a program called Trying to Hack the Alien Internet because they're removing implants out of people that the metal isotopes don't even exist on the planet, and they're sending off frequencies out to deep space. Jeez. This is all documented. I mean, just look at the evidence. We're a resource here on this planet to other species. It's like we're like in a...
So you think there's a caretaker civilization for sure?
100%.
There was a picture Trump put up with some elvish-looking folks.
We'll talk about that.
Man's days should be 120 years. Somebody did. You know, it's uncomfortable. You know, 100,000 years ago, something happened. Something happened. Our DNA was fused, and we was able to outcompete Denisovans, Cro-Magnon man, Neanderthals, creatures a lot bigger than us, stronger than us, faster than us. We were able to outpillage them because our brains was altered. You know, throughout, if you look at Quran texts, biblical texts, people used to live a lot longer. somebody shortened our telomeres and they said man's days should be 120 years. Somebody did that. Buddhist monks talk about a time before the moon was ever even in our solar system, in our orbit. Who put that there? There's a monolith on Mars' moon Phobos. When Russians and different countries tried to send probes there, something shot them down. Dr. Roger Lear had a program called Trying to Hack the Alien Internet because they're removing implants out of people that the metal isotopes don't even exist on the planet, and they're sending off frequencies out to deep space. Jeez. This is all documented. I mean, just look at the evidence. We're a resource here on this planet to other species. It's like we're like in a.
So you think there's a caretaker civilization for sure?
100%.
There was a picture Trump put up with some elvish-looking folks.
We were talking about that, the
Nordic folks.
Yeah, but those
Was
guys.
that doctored? Was that doctored or was it real?
Okay, so he was talking to the delegation from Norway, but they altered those photos. The clothes are the same, but the faces are different. But they just blonde dudes. Yeah, those are the guys from Norway, though. They altered the photo.
But you believe that what they've identified as 4 different specimens were 4 unique specimens, right? There's the Nordics, there's the reptilians, there's the Greys.
Actually, it's many.
And then what else is there?
The Shonaloids, the main mantis type,
Yeah.
the reptilian type.
Is that a fact that these are there, or is it just guesstimating on our end?
It's back to your original question about how are we the center. I think that's an ego thing. Because on one
It's
hand,
actually an ego thing.
on one hand, the vastness of the universe is known to man, right? So in the same breath, how are we the center? Yet we know how vast it is. Being that the potentiality for millions of other types of existence based just on the vastness.
So if we go by religious doctrine, then where does heaven and hell fall in this situation? Right? What happens on the day of judgment? Is that a fact because we have all these beings that operate in different dimensions, in different ethers, and then here we are saying if we die, we have hell.
I don't think you necessarily go to heaven and hell. I think you probably go to another hell. Glad you said that. You read the book of Enoch, talks about 10 different levels of hell. Why they take the book of Enoch out of the King James Version? King James 16:10, him, 47 other clergymen removed. They remixed it.
They remixed the Bible. Come on, man. Everything before 1600 has been falsified. And I don't think human beings can pull it off by themselves.
So when you mean falsified, you mean doctored, the Bible was doctored. And
The doctor, yeah.
So let me ask you another question, which is also on the conspiracy train of thought. Do you believe that the World War II accounts and the number of Jews that were killed and what was recorded is actually accurate?
No. But the Jews been kicked out of every place they was in.
Even Uganda, apparently there was a reel, I think you posted it up yesterday, Ugandan man saying the Jews were also kicked out of Uganda.
Did you get kicked out of Uganda?
As we speak right now, even America, even Trump and them are now getting fed up.
They getting tired of this shit. Like, come on, man.
What the fuck is going on? Yeah,
Bro,
like
9 million guys. Only 8 million guys to ransom.
so what I was getting to, they said 6 million dead, right, in
It's
1914.
possible, man. That's everybody.
Even Dan Bilzerian, shout out Dan Bilzerian, he explained a mathematical thing where the accounts of how many people were thrown in those, they call them the kilns, the ovens, sorry.
Well, y'all just gonna walk into that?
And he said, mathematically, there's no chance you can roast that many guys. It's impossible.
So this is, I was talking about Germany,
There
basically.
goes our YouTube.
Yeah. We're just when we go big off you.
You go ahead and watch it like,
So we'll put this up as well. If you answer this, must you are extraterrestrials having a war over Earth? You respond.
I believe the wrong side won. And, there are a lot of parallels when it comes to Germany because there's one group that is abducted the most, that goes missing the most in America, and it's Germans.
Really?
Yeah. And most of them are brilliant Germans. Doctors, scientists, physicists. They go missing in national parks.
What the fuck? Seriously?
This is a fact.
Do they take them underground, by the way, which is another conspiracy theory? Are there underground cities that actually exist?
There's a lady who gives a testimony. They said they spent what 23 trillion. And they've been building.
Yeah.
No, 2.3 trillion. They've been building for 23 years.
And on the same conspiracy train, they're saying these you have in these underground cities, you have transport fleets that can take you from the east coast to the west coast within a couple of hours.
Yeah, I know a dude who took the train.
Fuck.
Seriously, yeah, he got from New York to LA in 2 hours. On a train?
Don't you think that's what the Boring Company do?
That's what they do. There's a tunnel in Vegas that Elon built only for Teslas. He's preparing to go to Mars. You got an Optimus robot. You got your Boring Company. The robots are going to go there first with SpaceX, build everything out, and prepare for humans' arrival.
So are we running away from Earth because of a cataclysmic event coming, or are we also just colonizing another planet?
Or is there anything on Mars that dictates that?
It's a dead civilization on Mars, for sure.
There's a guy.
So if you play Doom, by the way.
For sure.
We were talking to Gomi earlier about how there's this scientist who he gets confirmed, yeah, there's water on Mars. And
David Wilcock, that was someone else.
they got him out of here, and I'm like, why was that such a sensitive thing that they had to kill him? Just because he said there's water on Mars. So water means probably sustained life.
Yeah, like the image that they show of Mars, like that red, that's not how it looks.
Yeah, apparently that's like the
Nevada. They lied about that.
the moon landing. They're actually now they're mocking us, by the way. There is a movie that they're releasing. We put the movie up over here, talking about how they faked the moon landing. So it's like in our face, fuck you, you know, we made fun of it. That movie's coming off. So that they're faking the moon landing.
But bro, they faked every so they went to the moon. They just didn't show us the actual footage. They shot some bullshit. But did you look at some of those pictures?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, the phone call as well.
Now look at this, right?
All right.
Here in Kenya, right? Kenya is, let's say, a developing country. It's not even America.
Yeah.
But we still have fucking 4G, 5G internet in Masai Mara. But there's also areas where it dips, the internet is shitty, you go on the expressway, it doesn't get there. Them motherfuckers in 1963 called
From the moon. Come on. Come on.
and then there was a camera waiting, remotely controlled, where the orb was landing and taking off.
Yeah,
But I mean, come on.
How did they not think that one through?
That's what the movie will answer. And I think they're just making fun. They're making fun of it right in our face.
Most people are idiots. And that's the real problem.
But what's the end game? Like, what do they want? Is it mind control? Is it get us in line? Is it selling this product?
What happened in the story of the Anunnaki? They said they made humans as a slave race to find gold and rebel. That's what they don't want to happen. Because once you rebel, now these powers that be, they don't have control. Frequencies get thrown off. And then now, everybody's going to want their pound of flesh. And the truth is, the Greys can die. All of these species can die. If you want to see the tall white Nordics, go to Washington State. Go out to Orcas Island. They out there chilling. And that's the thing, like they walking among us and people can't tell. And it's like,
Do our presidents know this for a fact? Like, do you think someone like
oh, sure, bro.
do you think they're at a certain level of society?
Well, now,
It's declassified.
like Trump,
He was telling me earlier, interestingly, like in America right now, you see a lot of these disclosures that are happening. You know, most of society don't really pick up on these things. But you're telling me like the wealthy echelon of society, guys pay for collective briefings.
Yep.
So let's say many are billionaires like in a few years to come. But we want the info, so we throw like a bash. Invite our fellow billionaires, we invite David Crush.
with MDMA and shit. Okay?
Yeah,
They're more official.
we invite David Crush to come and brief us.
Yep, you can book him for it.
So and then we throw him a bag.
You can book him for that. You can book Luis Elizondo for You can all these people can be bullied, and they'll come and debrief you. That's what they don't want you to know. That's why they try to keep everybody in these financial brackets. That's what it's all about. This shit.
So if we reference Graham Hancock, very well known archaeologist, well, not really an archaeologist, but author, and he was talking about the recent scans done in Egypt, Amazon as well, where there's so much flora and fauna that you can't really see these structures underneath. But now, as they're excavating and sort of going onto the land, they're discovering civilizations that existed much before and civilizations that had this education to make such behemoth structures. If you look at Egypt, for example, the LIDAR, was it the LIDAR scan?
Rapid trade LIDAR.
What's the Zahabi guy, the Egypt, Hawass? He's refusing to get another scan.
There's nothing there. We excavate for 5 years.
Exactly.
For the last 30 years, we excavate. There's nothing.
Why are they so scared to tell us what's there? What's the end reason for keeping us in the secret? Is it Project Bluebeam?
I think it's the money system, bro.
Can't be just money.
It is. There's a certain group of people who control resources in the world, and it behooves them to keep us dumb and controlled by the money system. The fact that I have my bills to pay,
The slave mine.
in this cycle, as they enjoy all the spoils of whatever the earth has to offer.
But what does hiding Egypt and the secrets and the mysteries beneath, or whatever we've seen in the Amazon, hiding that from the human civilization benefit? That's what I'm trying to get to.
Because it will make you question everything that you've been told as facts. For example, religion. If the timelines don't add up, automatically it's all these other things now that it was. So what does that mean to society?
First thing after human donation.
He said, first thing it means I never want to pay taxes.
Yeah, man.
And then,
Yeah. So there. The operation. Don't want us getting too out of control. It's not just humans. That's the whole point. It's not just humans hiding. If people find out that way, they're dumbing down our consciousness on